posture. Remember, I call it drop, tuck, suck, and lift. So the drop is to bend your knees. So I'm gonna bend my knees. The tuck is your pelvis. So we're tucked just a little bit, not all the way, but we're not pushed back. The suck is your belly. And you want to kind of in between, like at 50%. And then the lift is the shoulders. You're going to take them up, back, and down. Good, so your shoulder blades are just kind of resting on your back. So that's our basic posture. And let's begin with the basic Egyptian. And I'll just start with my arms here at second. And so we're going to step and let the hip come up and step back. Step, hip up, back. Step, hip up, back. Step, hip up, back. Good. We're one slower than our music to make sure y'all remember what to do. Faster. Step, step, step. Let's take our arms to the first position, which is right here. Good. Okay. We're going to skip second and go to third, which is right here. It's the check out my hairdo position. Good. And then fourth, which is not really straight up. If you look at me from the sidelines, are curved. Good. Now we're going to go to that same arm, same leg. So I'm going to slow it down again. Step, back, step, back, step, back, step, back, step, back, step, back, step, back. Faster. It's harder to be faster, isn't it? Good. Take your arms back out to the side and let's do some hip slides. So your hip bones are staying parallel to the floor, your knees are bent, but your knees are staying together. So we're not doing this because as you can see, that's a different move. Sliding. Excellent. Okay, let's bring it up to the ribs and do some rib slides. Right, left, left. We're left, right. I'm not sure which way y'all see me. So. Good. Let's come up to a shoulder shimmy. So I'm going to walk with it and step back. Forward. And back. Forward. And back. Now hold still and just shoulder shimmy and try to keep your hips from moving too much. It's all in the shoulders. Get a little residual twist right there. Good. Hip shimmy. So remember with this hip shimmy that I showed you, your knees are going to go back and forth. Back and forth. If you see it from the side, you'll see my knees go back and forth. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Double time and right, left, 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 right, left. Keep going. Nice. Excellent. Do you think you could walk and do that? Nice. Excellent. Y'all are fabulous. Okay, let's go for our hip circles. Nice big hip circles. Your feet are separated maybe 1 or 2 fist widths apart. They're not really wide. It's not that kind of a move. And you can reverse that. Notice how this makes your obliques and your lower back feel. Good yoga teacher in me coming out. Notice how it feels. Let's move up to rib circles. Horizontal rib circles, parallel to the floor. Forward side, back side, forward side, back side. Bang. Good. Reverse it. Let's go the other way. Do y'all remember the roll down and the roll up? Let's try it. We're gonna take the chest forward, up, back, and roll down. So let's do that again. Forward, up, back. This part of the belly's in. This part of the belly's in. The bottom part's in, and you kind of sit into it. Let's try it once more. Forward, up, back, roll down. Good. Now, how do we get back up? Tilt the pelvis, so the lower belly's in. We move it up, so this part's in. We move it up, so this part's in, and we come back to the front. So I'm gonna roll down again, and then I'm gonna roll back up. Tilt, roll back up. That's the hard part. Forward, up, back, and roll down. Tilt, roll back up. Nice. Let's shake that out. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3 step. Let's look at that one. So with your 1, 2, 3 step, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, faster. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. Try to get a little hip in there. 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2 more. Good. That one is best done on your toes, especially when you're moving fast. Because you can move faster that way. I'm checking out my cheat sheet here. All right, the next step we learned this one last week, is the drop and toss. So I'm gonna show it to you sideways again. You wanna get kind of low in the knees for this one, all right? We're gonna take this hip and we're gonna lift it. And we're gonna drop it in the front. Then we're gonna lift it and take it back and step the foot back a little. My weight is now on this leg. This hip is going to come up and forward, then up and to the back. I take a step, my weight's on the other leg. Drop and toss. 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 From forward, here's what it looks like. Drop and toss, 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 and drop and toss. The trickiest part about this one, y'all, is not bouncing up and down when you do it. So let's try it without bouncing, all right? Drop and toss, drop and toss, drop and toss, and drop and toss, drop and toss, drop and toss, drop and toss, and drop and toss. Good. Another hip slide. You can add the hands to your hip slide. Kind of makes it look like you're passing your hips back and forth. That's kind of cool. Good. Good. Press it with a jewel. This is a circle and a half with the hips with a twist at the end. So I'm going to go circle and a half twist, circle and a half twist, circle and a half and twist, circle and a half and twist, circle and a half, let's twist, circle and a half, let's twist. Now let's string this along with our basic Egyptian, all right? 5, 6, 7, 8. Basic. We're gonna do this 4 counts. 5, 6, 7, circle and a half, circle and a half, and twist, circle and a half, and twist. Again, circle and a half, and twist, circle and a half, and twist. Now we're gonna do that again, but we're gonna slow it down, okay? 5, 6, 7, basic, basic, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, circle and a half, circle and a half, and twist, circle and a half, and twist. Again on each side, circle and a half, and twist, circle and a half, and twist. Good. Hip slides. 5, 6, ribs are back. 7, 8, ribs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shoulder shimmy with a step touch. So that was our first combination. Y'all remember that? It's okay, you know. It takes a while to learn these things. I get that. Mine are taped to the wall. Don't worry. Good. All right. The agitator. It's not in our combo, but I do want you to understand the agitator because really it's pretty nifty. And we got cut off last week. So the agitator is where one hip goes forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, kind of like the inside of a washing machine, okay? Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Yeah. And you can make it fast. Clearly, it's going to be smaller when it's faster. Good. Now let's try the other side. Other hip. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Faster. I'm just thinking about that one hip, forward and back. Don't worry about the other one. It's the pivot point. My knees are really low. Good. Now, we talked about moving with this agitator. So I want you to see how this works again. I'm going to do this hip right here, whichever side that is for you. As I step my foot forward on that side, the hip comes forward. And as I step back, the hip goes back. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. And you can start to turn. Back, forward, back. One more time. Take your time. Now, your hands for this, you have lots of choices. Typically, I'll have the opposite one of the direction I'm turning in up in the air. And I will typically have the palm facing out because if I have it like this, before I know it, it's down here. I'm going to keep it up here. It looks better. The other arm, the direction in which I'm turning, just bend at the elbow here, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Faster. And we're going to turn into that elbow. Good. The trickiest part is not making your elbow go back and forth while you're agitating. That's really the hardest part. That's right. Excellent. So that's the agitator. I'll probably try to toss that in next week just because I can. But I wanted y'all to know how to do that since we got cut off on that last week. Okay, let me see here. Hip figure eight, horizontal hip figure eight. Let's come back to that. So I'm going to do a horizontal hip figure eight, and I'm going to start with this side. So I'm going to twist, push this hip forward, swing it around to the back, slide this hip to the front, and swing it to the back. This hip to the front, swing to the back. This hip to the front, swing to the back. I kind of like to do flowy arms with this, where the hands go where the hip's going, because it looks nice. And this figure 8 is for the most part parallel to the floor. I'm not trying to tilt my pelvis at all, which means I'm stretching my obliques, really. Kind of cool. You can do this one with your hands in third. My knees are super low. Get a serious quad workout when you do these. Awesome. That'll look great. Arms back up. Woo! Stress that for a minute. That's good. All right. Omi. You did the Omi last time too. So this is a hip move where you really do get to tilt your pelvis, all right? So this is the one where the side comes up, then we tuck, the other side comes up, and then we release to neutral. It is important that you release to neutral. I'm not going like this. It will hurt your back in no time if you do that. So side, tuck, side, release. 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 Side, release. Side, tuck, side, release. You can smooth it out. Good. This is one where you're always glad you have a hip scarf on because it looks pretty cool. Okay, shall we go in the other direction? I know, rest your quads a second. It's like, wow. All right, other side. Side, tuck, side, release. Side, tuck, side, release. Side, tuck, side, release. Side, tuck, side, release. Faster. Good. Things like this, like the Omi, are really good to do when you hear like a drum roll in the background, because it kind of goes. So if you ever think about the musicality of what we're doing and how you can make it match your music, just kind of listen. What's the beat doing? Those are things to pay attention to for musicality. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Our second combo, I don't think we've done that one yet today. So let's look at our second combo. This one starts with a 1, 2, 3 step forward. And then we're going to turn to the side and do that drop kick. Let's just look at the drop kick real quick. So I've got this leg to take my weight. This leg is just kind of hanging up here. I'm going to drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick. See how that goes? Drop, kick. All of this up and down is done with the obliques. It has nothing to do with your legs. Now, once I've drop kicked 3 times, I'm going to drop and toss, turn. Lift my weight because I'm going to do a drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick. Same thing on this side. And when I'm ready to come back around, I'm going to face front. So I'm going to do a drop, kick, drop, face front. There's a pivot there. We're going to practice that turning around part. We'll do 3 kicks, a drop, toss, turn around, all right? So let's see how this goes for you. Try to keep my arm out of the way so this is wrong. Drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, toss, turn, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, toss, turn, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, toss, turn, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, toss, face front. So that's the second part of this other combo. is the kicks and turns. Then we'll just have chest pops. So with the chest pop, you're taking your chest up, 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 back to neutral, up, neutral, up, neutral, up, neutral, up, up. I like to go corner to corner. It's just something I like to do. You can go straight up if you want to, it's just not. So we're gonna do 4 of these and then a slow circle around, just like that, all right? And the last part of this combo is the drop and toss to back up. Just like that, okay? 1, 2, 3, drop kicks, chest pops, drop, toss back. All right, let's try it. I'll try it slow. 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, turn, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, toss, turn, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, turn to the front, chest, 2, 3, 4, slow over the top, drop and toss, drop and toss, drop and toss, and let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, and 4, 2, turn, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, toss, turn, and drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, turn, face front, chest, 2, 3, 4, slow circle over the top, and drop and toss, drop and toss, drop and toss, and drop and toss. Awesome. Do you guys have any questions about any of the moves that we've learned so far? Give you a moment to put some questions out there. If you have them. Meantime, we can do some of these. Maybe shimmy. Take our arms up. Again, if you have any questions, and
Ellen,
yes,
they would love to see it fast. Let's do it. They want to do it, put it all together fast now.
Okay, we can do that. Starting with the basic Egyptian. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4, 5, 6. Crescent, next and circle. Half and twist, circle. And a half and twist. Hip slides. 2, 3, 4, and ribs. 2, 3, 4. Shoulder shimmy. This is not the right piece of music for this. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. 4, 2. Turn. Drop, kick, drop, toss, turn, and drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, turn, face front, and chest. 2, 3, 4, over the top. Drop and toss, drop and toss, drop and toss, and drop and toss. Ta-da! That's our whole thing so far. We're gonna learn 2 new combinations today once I go over some of our new moves. And those will be for if the music is slow. Because your music's not always fast, right? Sometimes you have this top scene where there's really no beat at all. So what do you do? And that's what these other 2 combinations are gonna cover for you, all right? Now let's learn some new moves first so that we can do these things. So the first thing we're gonna look at is snake arms. These are so cool looking, y'all. So this is what a snake arm looks like. And they can be smaller and fast, or they can be really large and slow. So let's talk about how this happens. I'm just gonna use one arm to start. The first step is your shoulder. Take your shoulder up. Then start to bring your elbow out. Follow it with your wrist, and then your fingers. That's how it comes up. To get it down, roll the shoulder down. Start to take the elbow down, the wrist down, and then the fingers. So again, shoulder up, elbow comes out, wrist comes out, fingers come up, shoulder rolls down, and it's rolling back and down, elbow down, wrist, and fingers. If I stand sideways, shoulder, wrist, and fingers, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers. So you'll see it stays in line with the body. It's not dramatically in front of or behind the body. Let's try the other arm. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Roll the shoulder down, then the elbow, wrist, and fingers. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Roll the shoulder down, elbow, wrist, and fingers. So shoulder, the elbow is up, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Roll the shoulder down, the elbow comes down, wrist, and fingers. So y'all, let's try to put this together, all right? So this one's gonna go up first. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers. As this one comes down, shoulders first, elbows come down, wrists are moving, and then the fingers. Shoulders, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Shoulders, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, and fingers. Keep going. You can make them smaller if you would like. This is like a really good shoulder workout because your shoulders are rolling the whole time, forward and back, and forward and back. To see it from the back, see, I can't see you, but you might be able to see what my shoulders are doing. I don't know. Again, from the side, it's like I'm between two panes of glass. Take both arms up into temple arms. Get the head slide. Good. Let's do wrist circles and bring our hands down. Nice little wrist circles. Awesome. Oh. Okay, let's move away from the shoulders a moment. Don't worry, we'll come back to that. And let's look at another new move. This one's called the Maya. This one is a vertical hip figure eight. So you pay attention to where your hip bones are, and you need to be super low in the knees. Now I'm gonna back up for a moment, and I'm gonna show you, you can do this move without lifting your heels. It's totally possible. But in the beginning, you might not. So you might wanna lift your heel to get your hip up and out, and then lift the other heel to get this hip up and out, okay? Do what you need to do. Hip up, out, and down. This one goes up, out, and down. Up, out, and down. Up, out, and down. Good. This one's not easy, y'all. You're working all of the muscles in your abdomen. That's all of them. All along your spine, all of your legs. Gets a little into the glutes. Stop and shake that out. My knee is talking to me now. It always does that. Okay. Let's try it again. Low in the knees. Lift the side up. Start to push it out while you're bringing it down. Notice I have to bend that knee a lot to get it down. That brings this one up, and now I can push it out and bring it down. Up, out, and down. Up, out, and down. Up, out, and down. Up, out, and down. It can be smaller and faster. It can be slow and big, however you want it to go. Again, I'm staying within the body, in the two panes of imaginary glass here. Good. All right, pause that one a minute. do something easier. Hip hits. So, you know, you can just pop your hip out to the side, right? It's kind of like when you shut the car door with your hip after you've got your arms full of groceries. Yeah? So we all know what that's like. But you can move your foot when you do this. So I can have my foot to the front and do hips to the front. Back up so you can see my feet. Front. I can move my foot to the side. Yeah. Good. I can move it to the back. And I'm still hitting out that side. Back to the side. Back to the front. And back right here again. Let's try the other side. So we'll keep the feet right where they are and hit with this hip. Hit with this hip. Good. Like I'm shutting the car door. Take your foot to the front. Take it to the side. Take it to the back. Back to the front here. Now, when I do this, I'm not really using the leg. I'm really using the obliques to do this and the glutes. But it's not a problem if you're popping your knee to make this happen. Not a problem at all. That's how some people do it. So I'm showing you what that looks like. But you don't have to do it that way. Okay, we're gonna try something with this. All right, so we're gonna go forward, side, back, side. Forward, side, back, side. Forward, side, back, side. Forward, side, back. Come to the middle, other leg. Forward, side, back, side. Forward, side, back, side. Forward, side, back, side. Forward, side, back. Come into the center. Great. Hip hits. Okay. Let's come back to the snake arms. Now that your shoulders have had time to rest and your brain's starting to integrate this, back to the snake arms. Remember, we're going to start with the shoulder. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, finger. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, and finger. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, finger. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, and finger. So keep going. And just notice your arms. Notice how your shoulders feel, and they're doing this rolling thing. They come forward and back, forward and back. And the rest of the arm just kind of follows, as long as the shoulders are going forward and back. Good. Okay, let's bring it all the way up. Nile hands down. Nile hands are like seaweed hands. Let's bring them back up again. Nile hands down. Can you shimmy while you do that? Arms up. So the second part of belly dance, once you learn the isolation of breaking the parts of the body apart, so you can move different parts independently, is to start layering them back together. Adding a shimmy with a move is one way to do that. So just to kind of get you in that way. Good. Maya. Let's practice that Maya again. This one's tough. Hip up, out, down, hip up, out, down. Up, out, down, up, out, down. The right kind of music for this. You don't have to go with the beat because you have this weird melody going on. It works. Good. Okay. We have one more knee move, and then we can put our second combination together here. This one is called a 3/4 shimmy. So normally when we shimmy, it's back and forth. It's just an even 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? With the 3/4 shimmy, it's not like that. There's like this tiny pause where the 4 would be. So I'm going to break it down and make it really big. Again, to give you the idea of what's happening And then I'm gonna show you what it really looks like when you make it much smaller, okay? So I'm gonna shift my weight to this leg, put the hip out to the side. This side, I'm using the obliques, and I'm going up, down. Then I shift my weight here, and I go up, down. Shift, up, down, shift, up, down. Shift, up, down, shift, up, down. When I do this at regular speed, it looks like this. And it's really easy to walk with. Super easy to move with this 3/4 shimmy. And it's my favorite shimmy because of this. Okay, so slow again. Step, up, down. 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 Smaller. Step, up, down. Step, up, down. Step, up, down. Now, if your up down is not wanting to up down, you can do like a step jiggle, step jiggle, step jiggle, step jiggle. That totally works. Your audience is not going to be able to tell the difference, honestly. Not unless they've been dancing a long time and they're really paying attention. So step up, down, step up, down, step up, down, and step up, down. Step up, down, step up, down, and step up, down. Okay. Think you got enough of this one? We can put it into a combination. So the first part of our combination is a really slow part. We'll start at first with circles, we'll layer in. So we'll start with wrist circles. This is for your slower music. You bring your wrist circles to the top, and you bring your Nile hands down, nice and slow. And then we're going to do a horizontal hip figure 8. 2, 3, 4. We'll do 8. Count of 8. 5, 6, 7. And Omi is next. 8 and Omi. Nice and slow with your arms in one. First position. So all of these can be done nice and slow. Now we're going to move to snake arms. 6, we're going to end up in temple arms. 7, 8. Maya. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to tuck and roll up so we can shoulder shimmy. And then we're going to do a 3/4 shimmy and walk in a circle. Let's do that again. All right, slow wrist circles up. If you want to, you can do some rib circles while you're taking your wrists up. And then while you're bringing your Nile hands down, we can do a little light shimmy. And then we're going to do our hip figure 8. 3, 4, we'll go to 8, 5, 6, 7. After the last one, we're going to Omi. Omi, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Snake arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to end up in temple arms. 7, 8. And Maya. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring the arms down because we're going to tuck and roll up to a shoulder shimmy and then 3/4 shimmy in a circle. So that would be about the speed for those two combinations. You want those to be slower with your slower music. I do have a piece of music here where we can do that and the faster ones together.
And Ellen,
Yes.
there's a question for you. What is the difference between the figure 8 and the Maya? Is there a difference in the way you're moving your hips?
Yes, so the hip figure 8 is horizontal. So it's parallel to the floor, right? That's the hip figure 8. The Maya is a vertical hip figure 8 that takes place between two panes of glass, whereas my other hip figure 8 really takes up more surface. Does that make sense, y'all? You can let me know if that doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm gonna go to a slower piece of music here. And we're gonna do this slow one first. Our wrists all the way up with your rib circles. Give me a shimmy and let's do our Nile hands down. Good. And now our horizontal hip figure 8, which takes up space, lots of space. 5, 6, 7, oh me. This just works right here. 5, 6, snake arms. 6, 7, and 8. And Maya is the vertical hip figure 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Roll up. Quarter shimmy. 3/4 shimmy walk. And we'll just 3/4 for a moment. We're gonna move into our basic Egyptian here. 5, 6, 7, 8, and basic. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, crescent, circle, and a half bend twist, circle, and a half bend twist, and hips, 2, 3, 4, and ribs, 2, 3, 4, and shoulder shimmy. We'll do our 1, 2, 3 next. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, and 4, 2, turn and drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, toss, turn and drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, kick, drop, face front, chest, 2, 4, over the top, drop and toss, drop and toss, drop and toss, drop and toss. So, do you see how your combinations can be put together depending on your music? It would have been more ideal if that second part of that combination could have been done in the faster beat, but hey, it still was not bad. All right, I'm gonna push this back up here to a different piece of music. Okay, let's see, we've got roughly 15 minutes, y'all. Yippee! Okay, so let's review our new moves for today and our agitator. Big washing machine. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Nice and fast. Remember, I can walk with this. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Agitator. Just like that. Good. Snake arms. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers. Faster. Good. Maya. Vertical hip figure 8. So I'm making the figure 8 this way. Horizontal figure 8, this way. quarter shimmy. Step up, down, step up, down, step up, down, and step up, down. Step up, down, step up, down, and step up, down. Step, back, forward, in a circle. Excellent. I love that one. Hip hits. Forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, and in left, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, and in. Good. That works well. All right. So one of the things that I want to talk about before next week is props. In belly dance, oh my goodness, you have so many props to choose from things on your head to things you hold to veils, so many choices. So I'm going to start by talking about what goes on your head. Out of tray, it's kind of good. So if you have fine hair, and maybe even if you don't, you might want to wear a headband when you do this, because these suckers slide something fierce on fine hair. So you have to find your place where it feels balanced, okay? And the idea is that you can still do, right? Still do your basic Egyptian with your tray on your head. Now at home, you might not have a tray, but you might have a basket. And I got to tell you, wicker baskets, way more forgiving on your floors than a heavy tray. So check before next week and see if you have a basket, a book, or a tray. That's the first prop. The next prop is a veil. Now, not everybody has a veil at home, but most of us have a scarf. Either a flimsy scarf, a dress scarf, or a winter scarf. Really, it does not matter. Because no matter what you've got, I can teach you where your arms need to go. So you can do the cool moves with your scarf, even though you don't have a veil. So scarf is one item you can use. Super stinking fun. Now, this scarf, I got this kind at Target. This one's been like everywhere with me for almost 10 years. So these work really well too. Plus it's got a good weight to it. So it's really easy to sling around and move, right? And then if you're like me, and you do belly dance, you have a silk veil. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So this is a standard silk veil. It's just dyed 3 different colors. And I like the silk because of how it moves, and you can kind of see that. So you can do some really nifty things with your silk scarf. But again, it's really just where are your arms going? Where are your arms taking your scarf or your veil? And that you can learn whether you have a full-size veil or a scarf. So for next week, if you want to bring a veil or a scarf, something in between, a wrap, whatever it is, bring it and I'll show you how to incorporate the veil with some of your moves, because it's really cool. Plus it looks nice. There's veil wraps, there's so many things you can do. I can do a whole workshop just on veils very easily. So something to think about. Y'all, let's do a little cool down because we really worked these muscles today. Don't want you to be hurting tomorrow. So let's inhale and take our arms up. Let them float down. Again, inhale up. Float down. And then come the other way. Out, up. And bring them down. Out, up. Bring them down. 2 more times. Out, up. And bring them down. One more time. Out, up, and bring them down. Good. Just a light hip slide to stretch out those obliques. They've worked really hard today. Oh, I feel mine. Good, a hip circle. Oh, nice big hip circle. You know what? We're gonna have to add that big mama with a bounce next week. That is super fun. Reverse your circle. Hey, Felix. Cat in the room. Hey, buddy. Okay, tiny hip circles, not an umi, just a tiny hip circle. Reverse that. Good. Rib slide. Nice, gentle rib slide. Let's do a rib forward and back. Remember when you take your ribs back to pull in the upper part of the stomach, the diaphragm area, and push it out when you're forward. See, it kind of makes it look a lot bigger than it really is. You can only move so far. It's your ribs, right? Gentle circles. And we're in this direction. Let's reverse those. Good. Oh, that feels better. Ah. Pick up my legs, work on my hip flexors here. Yep. All right, let's inhale and take our arms up. Exhale and flat back forward fold. I'm gonna hang out here for a moment. If you are comfortable relaxing into your forward fold, you can do that. I don't tend to do that because of my spine. It's my own personal thing here. And then pull your belly in, inhale and float all the way back up. Take your arms up. And give me Nile hands down. Nice gentle Nile hands. Lovely. Good, bring them back up again. Nile hands down. Can you give me a little shimmy? Just a little one. Let's do that again. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Good. Ah. Shoulder rolls. You can roll them separate, then it looks like dancing because, well, this is another dance move. Nice and slow shoulder rolls. You can walk while you shoulder roll. It's always a good idea when you're starting out to move your feet when you're moving your arms and hands. Because, well, for me, coordinating that was super difficult when I started. So I try to encourage people to at least move your feet, step forward and back when you're moving your shoulders. Let's do our last combo in this slow part here. This circles up. Remember, if you watch your circle, that's what your audience will look at. Nile hands down, a little shimmy. We're gonna do a horizontal hip figure eight next. We'll do 4 of these. 3. One more. And then into the Omi. Good. Snake arms. Just gentle snake arms. Temple arms, little Maya, just a tiny Maya. Vertical hip figure 8. Notice how your muscles feel when you do this. Good. Bring your arms back down, tuck the pelvis, and roll up to a shoulder shimmy. Good. 3/4 shimmy, walking in a circle. Good. Do y'all have any questions? Because I'm going to talk about belly rolls if you don't. So I
Ellen,
figured I would.
I'm gonna, if you wouldn't mind turning off music for a second after you, and then we can talk belly rolls.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem. We at the beginning, I think we had a little glitch. We started right with you, and I just wanted to say this is Maria Howell, class of '91. You all have been watching Ellen Morrissey, class of 1990, this evening, who's been fantastic. I hope you've had as much fun as I have had. There are a few of us on Zoom so that she can point out what we're doing wrong and kind of know how fast she should go. Also, last week we had a little Google and YouTube server issues. So every once in a while the technology works and sometimes it just doesn't. Thank you all for sticking with us. There's one more class next week. Make sure you bring your props like Ellen said. And then do you want to talk about some belly rolls, Ellen?
Yeah, I have a couple of minutes, right? Let's talk about belly rolls for a moment. So yes. All right, y'all. Take a look at your belly. Let's put our one hand on the lower belly and one hand on the upper belly. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push out the top and pull in the bottom. And then I'm going to reverse that. You want to keep your hips in place. So you're only using these muscles and your pelvis has nothing to do with this, which makes it a little bit harder. So and it's hard to talk when you do this, I gotta say. It's like, wow, this is hard to do. So the idea here is to pull in the bottom, pull in the middle, pull in the top. Bottom, middle, top. Bottom, middle, top. Bottom, middle, top. And you can do this and create a belly roll. For some people, this comes naturally. I could, as a kid, naturally roll in this direction. Going the other way, I have to really concentrate. So to get down, I have to concentrate. I can do it now, but oh, I cannot tell you the hours of practice. But this is one of those things not when you're driving, but if you're riding in the car and somebody else is driving, you can just practice these little suckers. Because you're not going anywhere and you don't want to use your hips. And you'll learn that, wow, this takes a lot of muscles to do. It's pretty interesting. Whew, I'm going to go back in my natural direction. Sometimes you'll see a belly dancer and she'll be in a pose and she'll be doing a belly roll. And it's like, holy moly, how does she do that? Well, it's just controlling all of those layers of muscles in the belly. That's what it is. So practice if you have time and you feel like it and your body's okay with it. Bring a scarf and a basket or a book. Probably not a tray, but a basket or a book. You could bring a tray if you had one. Just be careful where you're practicing. And I look forward to seeing y'all next week. So thank you so much, y'all. It's been fun.
Thank you, Ellen.